Hi, and welcome back to Ignite Success, where we sit down with business leaders, owners, professionals, entrepreneurs, all kind of folks who are going to share with you what they're doing, really cool stuff in the Jacksonville area. And we're also going to hear their success story so you can be motivated and inspired by what they have to say. I'm Sherrie Clark, and I'm your host. And today I've got some really interesting people here, and I want to start by announcing who they are. First of all, Gawain Bracy, thank you for coming back. Coming to the show. We've met before and talked really interesting stuff I want to get into. And we have Ivani Greppi, and you are an author.
Yes.
And we have Vickie Pappas.
Thank you.
And you are Phileo Blessings.
Phileo Blessings.
Phileo Blessings.
Yes.
Okay, I knew I was going to butcher that. But yeah, okay. We're going to talk about that as well. So thank you all for coming on this show.
Thank you.
So, Gawain, I want to talk to you. You have something like so interesting with what you're doing. And explain to everybody.
Yeah. So I work in the blockchain industry. I'm a software developer in that space. We build a lot of immersive technologies with metaverse. We do things. Everything's digital, right? We got the streaming. It's the new streaming era. Everything from new ways of podcasting to books. We kind of focus on delivering that in a new digital way format. Straight to consumer, no middleman. Basically, is the goal.
Yeah, you were showing me on your phone,
Yes.
which I thought was really interesting. You're like showing money that people were making, and I'm like, holy cow, that's real.
Yeah.
And you were like, yeah, that's like really real.
Right.
So super interesting, and that was something that was kind of introduced to me. And I've gone around and I'm asking people, have you ever heard of this? And they're like, some people were like, yeah, I know about that. Some people like, a what? So
Yes.
it's pretty new to this
Absolutely.
world and stuff. So cutting edge, right?
Yes,
Good for you. Good for you. And Vickie,
Yes.
you are an author. This is an author thing, right?
Right,
You're
yes.
right. You're Phileo Blessings.
Yeah, the book is Blessings Along the Way.
Yeah.
And it's really just choosing to look up and to look out and to seek the blessings, because there's always a blessing tucked in even the most difficult circumstances.
Yes.
So that's what my book's based on, choosing to see the blessings.
Yes, the good. Like,
Yes.
what is it? The silver lining.
Yes,
in
right.
the dark cloud.
Right.
Yes, it is. It's all about perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can choose to look at the good or the bad. Was talking to someone else and about tests that you go through, and it's not so much the test as it is how you handle it.
Right. And I think your test becomes your testimony. That's what I like to say. And I think right now there's so much negativity in our world that if you do choose to look up and look out, you can make a difference in someone else's life by choosing to be a fountain and not a drain. There's drains everywhere, but the Lord just has shown me so many beautiful blessings in my life and the people that I've encountered that's what the book's about.
Yeah, and if you notice that people, they get attracted, they get drawn to people with that kind of attitude and outlook. I mean, who doesn't want happy in their life, right? When you're sitting there and you're down and you're all upset, and here's somebody happy and smiling, and it's like, I need some of that happiness.
Yeah.
Can you give me some of it?
Right.
And
But it's really
joy.
joy. Joy comes from within, and it's the Lord. And I think so many people, our circumstances are going to change. And so if you base your happiness on that, it's not going to work out so well. So I believe that, and I've witnessed it, that God is everywhere and there's goodness everywhere. Just choosing to look and find it, tucked amongst the difficult times as well.
Did you hold your book up so
Yeah,
you can see the cover?
So that's the cover, Blessings on the Way.
Yeah.
And my cousin actually did the angel cover, and the butterfly represents Mackenzie Wilson, a young girl that passed away. They were our best friends, and Stephanie still is my very best friend. So the butterfly represents Mackenzie, and the cardinals for my mom who passed away. But the book is basically just, it's 52 different adjectives with 2 thoughts, and it's scripture based. So if you need gratefulness or joy one day or perseverance, if you're suffering, you can actually go to that word and then read a Bible scripture and then read a little story about some blessing that's been tucked inside of it.
Yes, yes. I mean, it's just a very calming cover. The
Thank
colors are and
you.
everything. Yeah. So, Ivani,
Yes.
tell us about your book. You're an author.
Yes, my book is also Christian,
Uh-huh.
but as you can see, it's not as peaceful as Vickie's.
Oh, you're sweet. This is beautiful.
But it's a story about deliverance. It's a story about spiritual warfare. It's based on my family's background of over 100 years of immigration to different continents: Brazil, the United States, Portugal, Italy, back and forth, Spain, and mostly a history of practicing the occult. Until I was 38 years old, I practiced
What a story.
Umbanda, which is an occult religion, Afro-Brazilian religion. In Brazil, very popular, very common. And we thought we were serving God, but we were, until 1997, Pastor Alexandre Oberlander from Brazil came and told us the truth about Christ and salvation and the true God of that we serve, not the God that we thought we believed in God and Jesus, but we didn't know the real Christ. And so in 1997, I was delivered from this deceitful practices of, you know, worshiping Satan. We didn't know that we were in the wrong path. And my entire family came to Christ after my deliverance from this. So this is a fictional account, but it encompasses 100 years of history of my entire family and what they went through. And it's told in a demon's point of view, similar to my inspiration was C.S. Lewis's Screw Tape Letters. So
like
it's
that book.
based on that. And also the other inspiration was Frank Moretti,
Oh,
This Present Darkness. So it's written in that tone, and it's a little dark, but there's light from Christ at the end when we all are saved and delivered from the oppression and lies of the enemy regarding who we really serve.
Wow, what a story. That is
your test became your testimony
Yes,
for sure,
yeah.
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Beautiful.
Yes.
yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. And you're over here just nodding away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love everything.
Thank you.
That's really inspiring.
And the cover was done by my son, Ivani Greppi. He's a graphic artist, and he knows all about what you do.
Interesting.
Wow.
He
Isn't
works
funny?
in that field as well.
He works in that field. Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he's an
There you
artist.
do. You get to
but-
chat with each other,
Yes.
then introduce each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the younger people, like that. And when he first mentioned it, I was like, a what? And I had to really have him spell it because
Yeah.
I didn't understand it when he was showing me. I'm like, that's a real thing. And
Yep.
you brought it. You're working it, and you're really making it into a success.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I mean, I've actually, I've worked in many different projects, and like, if people are familiar with the terms like NFTs, which is really just, it's a digital art form of, distribution of art. So a lot of painters, a lot of digital artists, designers use NFTs as a method of earning a income. So it has taken off to a new, that new cut the middleman to distribute my works to the mass in some way. And it also it's a really great way to fund for other ventures that you may want to do as a creative individual. So there's different ways that you can actually raise funding. I remember back in the day was Kickstarter, right? Was probably and GoFundMe, things like that. Well, those are the older, platforms, and now there's a more direct way of doing it. So
That's really interesting. I mean, it really is interesting about that. It happened to fund everything as well. I mean, every time you turn around, there's something new coming on the horizon. And it's like, if it's not there yet, just hold on. It's going to come. And if it hasn't come and you've got the idea, then go out and create it, right?
Right.
Yeah, and just do something new, be an innovator and a pioneer and everything. And that's what you're doing, and you're
Absolutely.
giving your story. I know that's a huge testimony,
Yes.
and you're sharing the joy.
That's right.
Yeah. What a panel we have. Thank you all for being here. I
Thank you.
appreciate you being here.
Absolutely.
Thank you
If-
so much.
Thank you. If you want to know more about Gawain and Ivani and Vickie, go to iwantabuzz.com. And that's going to be it for today. And thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. With Storehouse Media Group, we are an award-winning publisher, and we are everything books. We take an author who wants to write a book, whether it's with a concept, and we help flesh it out and develop it, or we will write the book for them, or we edit the book, or we publish the book, and we can market it to bestseller. All of the above. We just everything books. That's what Storehouse Media Group is.